The 1971 Nissan Skyline GT-R. Hakosuka, the Japanese legend that nobody in the West saw coming. Imagine walking into a Nissan dealership in 1971 in Tokyo. The salesman walks you past ordinary family sedans and stops in front of something completely different. The body is boxy and purposeful. The engine was lifted almost directly from a racing program, and the price tag is significantly higher than anything else on the floor. Most buyers walked away confused. Today, that same car sells for $200,000 to $500,000 at auction and is considered the godfather of an entire performance dynasty. This is the story of the 1971 Nissan Skyline GT-R Hakosuka, ignored by the West, worshipped in Japan, and now one of the most desirable Japanese classics on Earth. The racing loophole. Japanese motorsport in the late 1960s was fiercely competitive, and manufacturers needed homologation, a minimum number of road cars, to qualify engines for competition. Nissan had developed the S20 engine, a twin-cam inline-six with 4 valves per cylinder, built for the Prince R380 racing prototype. To race it legally, Nissan had to sell it to the public first. The Hakosuka GT-R wasn't born from a marketing strategy, it was born from a technical regulation. The engineering problem? Nissan couldn't drop the S20 race engine into the standard Skyline without serious re-engineering. The 1,989 cubic centimeter twin-cam with 3 Solex carburetors demanded a completely revised suspension. Front struts stiffened, rear arms retuned, brakes upgraded. Getting a race-derived engine into a road car that could pass Japanese inspection demanded engineering discipline that very few manufacturers anywhere were applying to affordable production cars in 1971. Birth of a legend. Nissan officially rated the S20 at 160 horsepower, a figure that made rivals nervous. Tuned examples quickly exceeded 200 horsepower with minimal modification. Dual overhead camshafts, forged internals, and a racing-derived cylinder head made it exotic for any production car of the era. Nissan built only 197 examples of the KPG-C 10 two-door coupe in 1971, the final year of Hakosuka production. Each one was essentially a homologation special wearing a license plate. The price problem. The Hakosuka GT-R cost around 1,500,000 yen, when the average Japanese worker earned roughly 800,000 yen annually. For that money, a buyer could get 2 base Skylines or a comfortable luxury sedan. What did the premium buy? An engine demanding high revving use, a suspension tuned for circuit work, and unwanted police attention. The GT-R was never built for Tokyo commutes, it was built for Fuji Speedway. Most buyers had no idea what to do with it. A handful of racers knew exactly. Track dominance. Between 1969 and 1972, the Skyline GT-R won 50 consecutive races in Japanese touring car competition, a streak so overwhelming it reshaped domestic motorsport entirely. The S20's high-revving power, lightweight body, and well-sorted suspension made it virtually unbeatable. Racing driver Kunimitsu Takahashi became the face of GT-R dominance, turning the Skyline name into something approaching mythology. 50 wins, consecutive. Nothing else came close. The perfect irony. By 1972, emissions regulations and the oil crisis strangled Japanese performance cars. Nissan quietly ended Hakosuka production, and the car faded, dismissed as a boxy relic. Then collectors began recognizing what it actually was. The foundation of the entire GT-R bloodline. The same boxy shape that seemed dated became iconic. The same racing pedigree that felt irrelevant suddenly felt priceless. 50 consecutive race wins aged very, very well. Authentication and investment. Every legitimate Hakosuka carries specific chassis stampings, engine numbers, and documentation traceable through Nissan's records. With only 197 kpg C10 coupes ever built, the temptation to fake is enormous. Genuine low-mileage examples have sold for $300,000 to $500,000. Even driver-quality cars regularly cross $150,000. A car that cost roughly 2 years' average salary in 1971 now costs more than most houses. Full circle. A car that confused Tokyo showroom visitors in 1971 became the founding chapter of one of the most celebrated performance dynasties in history. The GT-R name carried forward through the R32, R33, R34, and into the R35 that supercar hunters still fear on track today. The Hakosuka is proof that refusing to compromise creates something that outlasts every practical alternative. The next time something seems too extreme or too focused for everyday use, pay attention. You might be looking at tomorrow's legend. Drive safe and watch for automotive history.